Hey all, good morning. Hope I'm audible. Let me present my screen and talk you through the new concept today. So today also we will be focusing on um, networking. However, we will be developing a fully scaled up project. Okay, right. Yesterday, I mean, in my email, I've got two. Uh, One email is about the submission. Altaf Raja has Wali assignment video has been given to me by Altaf Raja. And also, I've got a query from Akanksha. She says, please check the file attached example of Wali library. There is an issue. The link is not updating on button click. Okay. So I'll check it out, Akanksha. Surely by tonight, I'll check it out and I'll give you a reply for sure. Thanks for dropping me an email. Right. So I am very much happy to see that both of you are committed. I hope the same will happen with the rest of the team as well. Maybe they are also committed. They are not getting any doubts, or um, they're not feeling like it's okay to not submit this, and that's fine. But really, it is a motivation as a trainer to get an email with a query or with a submission. I'm happy to that. Right. Moving ahead. So today we will be creating a new project. Let us first create the project. Choose empty activity. Let us name the project as news around. Okay. Make sure it is created inside the right kind of folder. Batch 15. It okay. News around. You can copy this. Put a slash. Paste it. Remove the space. Nice. Click on finish by leaving the other defaults to their defaults. Okay. So how do I want my UI? So for that, I can head to canva.com and here I can see, I can actually prototype the kind of design I want. Okay. And also I'd like to show you the GitHub public APIs. So there is this InShots News API. So this is a fake, I mean, not a fake one. This is a third party API. This is not from official InShots. Okay. Someone have been more enthusiastic to create this kind of an API for us. Okay. Using InShots News, maybe he's doing web scraping or something like that and getting it for us. Okay. Getting started. Design a fully a news application. Refer to the first link for the API that we will be using for this app. Okay, the link is, I'm going to give the link here. Add the link. Nice. Okay. Refer to the link, second link for the kind of uh, for the kind of application we are going to design. This is also called as prototyping. This can also be called as prototyping, right? Okay, nice. So there is InShots News API. This is unofficial one. However, this interests me. See, a simple link will give you the latest news. So if you execute this link, you get to see a lot of JSON code or JSON response, I would say, for the category science. Okay. If you replace it with, let us say, entertainment, because I'm most interested in entertainment. If I replace it with entertainment, I get to see entertainment related news. Okay. Now you may ask me, how did you explore and how did you come across this library? I used public API's GitHub link, which is already present in previous material. You can go through it and actually come to this library. This is an excellent one. So the author is Anmol Sharma. Content is Actor Ranveer Singh met Marvel stars Jonathan Majors, Michael B. Jordan, and Simu Liu at an NBA game in the US. Ranveer, who is NBA India's brand ambassador, took to his Instagram stories to share pictures from his visit. Okay, so there is extra things that are mentioned here. Right. Also, there are image URLs. Right. If you see, there are image URLs as well. Okay. So we will be building this in the next coming 3 days. So mobile prototype. So the kind of API, the kind of what do we call it? The design, the kind of the design that we will be doing is, let us title this as news app prototype. Okay. Nowadays, most of the people are learning about Canva because they see multiple income sources. I mean, they can generate multiple income sources from Canva. They can sell their skills of designing. However, we will be designing mobile prototypes to help us get started. So first of all, what I would like to have is a simple drop down. So I can search for drop down. So a simple drop down, I will be having it on the top. So length I'm going to extend to some extent. All right. So here I will display all my categories. Okay. Once a category is selected, I will have to load all these items on a recycler view. That is my goal, focus. Okay. Colors would be a little different. I'm not doing a perfect design. Hope you'll get that point, right? I'm not doing a perfect design, by the way. So I'm just having a prototype. So it's not a perfect design. I'm just establishing the expectations, trying to kind of. Nice. So on this way, I'll have multiple items. One on this item, what would I like to have? I'd like to have the image displayed. Let us say this is the image I have. I'd like to have an image displayed here like this. Okay, like this, I want to have a display of the image. And then the title, I will have it just next to the image. Hair dyeing is easy. Something like that. You can reduce the size to 24. That's good. Okay, looks good. So in the similar way, I will have other elements also designed. So all the news articles will have an image, and that image I'm going to display it on the recycler view. In the similar way, I'll have all the other news articles placed. Okay. So by tapping on one of these items, what will I do? By tapping on one of these items, I will have my users navigated to the next page. where the first step is to put this image back on the screen. Okay. Yeah, this one. So on a full screen orientation, on a full screen design, what I'd like to do is I'd like to place this image, and then I'd like to get this title actually, copy the title, come back to this design, paste it here, and then I'd like to add description also. Author date, publishing date, all these things I'll add, and also I will add large text. So which is for so this is for the actual content of the news. Okay. I don't get a default template here. Yeah. Okay, something like this. Okay, I'm just taking it as an example. You imagine that there is some large text here. Also, I'll have two buttons to open. So I'll have two buttons. So let's search for buttons. So I'll have two buttons like this. One to open the link, open the original link, and the other one is to read more URL. Okay, this is for original link and this is for read more URL. Now, generally, if you have a link, you can use implicit intents to show you the output. However, we are not going to implement implicit intents. Instead, we are going to implement Google Custom Chrome Tabs API, which will make it easy for us to navigate back to the application. Because if you let the user go to the browser, what happens is he may not return back based on the content. He may find another interesting content. He can go through it. He will not be visiting. He may not be visiting back the application. So, in order to keep the things as lighter as possible, and also let the user come back to the application easily with a single click, we use Google Custom Chrome Tabs here in this example. Okay, so there are many libraries that we will be making use of. Okay, let us keep them in the material. Right. So what are the APIs that are used? APIs that are going to be used. First thing first, we will use Volley networking library. So if you ask me, can't we use retrofit or can't we use executors or can't we use async task? You can. But Volley is quite easy, right? It will accelerate the development process. So I'm using Volley. I will use material design library. So this is Google's material design library. All these two are Google libraries only. The third one, which is Google Custom Chrome Tabs, is also a Google library. So this is Google's Volley. This is Google's material design. All these are Google libraries only. And this is Google Custom Chrome Tabs. Yeah, these are the libraries that we're going to use. Okay. Right. So let us proceed forward. First thing first, I know I have to go to the second build.cladding file, change the compile SDK version to 33. Sync now. Let's see if there is material dependency. Yeah, material library is added here already. We just have to add Volley dependency and Google Custom Chrome Tabs dependency. Right. So let us go to Google Chrome. and search for Wally dependency. We get github.io where you'll be seeing the dependency related to Wally. Simply copy this, which is under Groovy, not under Kotlin. Copy this, go back to your project, paste. Also, it is better to add Google custom Chrome tabs, right? So let us go ahead and okay. So let us mention this in the notes. Okay. So for Wally library, this is the dependency you will use. For material design, it is already present in the design itself. See, this is the material design that I have. Okay, this one you can use if you do not have it. And for Google custom Chrome tabs, for custom Chrome tabs API for Android, you search for it. You get to see developer.chrome.com where you'll be seeing add custom Chrome tabs. Okay. So for getting started, you can go to implementation guide. I'll also add these links to make it easy for you. Okay. So simply this one needs to be added. Implementation Android X dot browser 1.4.0. That is what is being added. So we can add this dependency as well. Now simply hit on sync now and let me add while it is synchronized. Let me add this dependency. Links for the libraries can be seen down below. The first one is material design. Now, Wally networking library. You can get to see that here. Adding the link. The second one, adding custom Chrome tabs. Also adding that link. So all this is also present in the notes as well. I wrote an ebook. I will also attach that ebook for you. Wally, custom Chrome tabs, and material design. We forgot material design. Material design, library, Android. You get material.io. Okay, m2.material.io. Material design 3 is there, but it has to be explored. Right? You can start it. Okay, right. So this is the place where we can get started with the material design. Okay. So all these are the links we have. Nice. So we have set up the project appropriately. Nice. So it's going back. The synchronization is complete. So first thing first, what is the first step? The first step is to add a spinner. The first step is to add a spinner and get the things appropriately rolled up on top of it. So I'm deleting hello world because it is of no use. Next thing is that I would like to go to widgets, right? And I will be getting in the containers, you can get this spinner. Nice. Nice and easy, right? And for spinner, the layout width can be match constraints. That's fine. And height can be 50 dp because I'd like to design this in such a way 50 dp would be fine. Okay. Now set the right constraint to right, left constraint to left, top constraint to the top of the screen. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. So on the spinner, I would like to populate data. Which data would I like to populate? I'd like to populate these things. Okay. Let us only pick up a few. National, business, sports. Okay. All also. all national business, sports, world, politics, technology, startup, entertainment. That's enough for me. Copy all these things, come back to in the resources, in the XML, not in the XML, by the way, in the values folder, you will have strings.xml. Just paste them here. Now create a string array. Okay, if you can type array, you get, okay, not array. If you can type array, you get string array, right? Item, what will we say? Categories. Okay. This string array, you can cut it and place it at the end of entertainment. Now all these are items. So item, item. Paste this. If this Indian news only is not necessary for us. So we can place an item here. Copy an item from top. Paste it here. Okay. In the similar way. I'm just adding items, guys. Nothing. I'm not doing anything else except for adding items. So that is the reason I'm not talking. Sorry. Nice. So how do we set up the entries? We all know that, correct? We all know that. So also we can have another item, and which is select any category to get started. Okay, select category. Simply select a category. Nice. So I want to have these categories loaded on the spinner. That's quite easy, right? You can go to split, maximize this one. You can set up entries to it. Entries is array slash categories. Okay. Now, when one of these buttons, one of these spinner is pressed, we know how we'll get the data. First of all, create a spinner. Now, spinner is equal to find view by ID, r.id dot spinner. Now what do? Spinner dot set on item selected listener, maybe. I'm not sure. New on item selected listener. Okay. So if the item that is selected, is, so first get the item. So string item or I is equal to parent dot get item at position of the position dot to string. If I equals to I dot equals ignore case of, go to strings.xml and copy this first item. Okay. So when select a category is there, you are not supposed to perform any task. That is the reason I'm pasting it here. Okay. Toast. You can say select a category. Else, if that is else, you can perform some task. Or I will say toast perform a task. So let's see if this works or not. Let me connect my device. The device is connected. I'm running it. I'll also use Visor to show you the output. Okay. See, we get a selected category. If anything else is selected, let us say national, perform a task. If something else is selected, let us say technology, perform a task. Very easy thing. Hope you're all following this. Hope you're all following this. Okay. So when nothing is selected, thank you, Akansha. You can write a toast message saying select something. I'm minimizing this one, and also, yeah, that's it. You don't need to do anything else. In order to reduce the coding part, I can actually modularize this one. Instead of writing whole lot of stuff here, I'd like to copy this logic, cut the logic. Now remove everything from here. Instead of all this mess in the onCreate method, I can simply write this here, which will let me take two options from the suggestions. I can make main activity implement on item selected listener. I can do that. With that, I'll get two methods, on item selected or nothing selected in a separate, in a modularized way. So even this would give me the same, no difference would be there. See? So if you select national, you get to see perform a task. Nice. So the code is pretty much easy to understand. It is very simple, isn't it? We don't need to take much trouble, because once you're done with this on item selected, you can minimize it, keep it away, need not to worry about it. Correct? Nice. Once it is done, as we want to load news, for that, what I'll do is I'll create a recycler view. You know how recycler view works, isn't it? You get to see a recycler view. Okay. First, in order to keep things very simple, first things first, let's change the recycler view size 100 dp, 100 dp. Set the right constraint to right, bottom constraint to bottom, left constraint to left, and top constraint to the bottom constraint of the spinner. Once everything is set, you can make the recycler view to occupy the fullest size of the constraints. Now this recycler view must have an ID. I will say news articles RV. Nice. Along with this, I need to have a progress bar. Otherwise, when a category is selected, how would the user know that some operation is being performed? Because we will not throw this toast message to the user. That's the reason I'm going to widgets, dragging in a progress bar for me. Bottom constraint to bottom, top constraint to the top, left constraint to left, right constraint to right. That is all. Fine. And this is progress bar. The ID is progress bar. And in general, when you use a progress bar and recycler view, you need to connect them, isn't it? Recycler view, recycler view. Also, we will call the progress bar as progress bar only. Let us connect them both. This is also quite simple job for all of us, isn't it? How will we connect them? Recycler view. Um, no, Akansha, it will work absolutely fine because the progress bar. Okay, okay, nice. Thanks for the input. Must be above recycler view. Make sure of it. So recycler view is equal to FBB R dot ID dot. Oh shit, recycler view. News articles RB. Okay. And also the progress bar is equal to FBB R dot ID dot progress bar. Okay. So this error can be taken away by hitting on clean project. Nice. So initially the progress bar must be hidden. So progress bar dot set visibility to invisible. Nice. If you run the application, there won't be any difference because we haven't implemented anything. We just have added two really useful widgets. One is the widget and the other one is actually a container. Okay. So the design looks good. So how do I want my design? I mean, for each item on the recycler, that we will design right away. So on the layout, go to new, choose a layout resource file. We can call this as one underscore item underscore design. You can hit on OK because we know how to use constraint layout right now. So we need not to have it. We need not to select any other layout for that matter. Drag and drop an image view, select IC launcher background, that is fine. You can set the top constraint to the top, left constraint to the right constraint to the right, and image view. Instead of image view, we will say news image. Nice. I'm refactoring it so that the changes will get reflected. Height, I'd like to take it as 150 dp. Okay. Width, I want to make it as match parent. Okay. 150 is not enough. 200 dp. That's fine. Now the scale type of the image. The images will be of various sizes and pixel densities. So if you select the scale type to crop center crop, what happens is your image will be adjusted to the size of this particular layout. Okay. Now I would like to get a text view also. Set the top constraint to the bottom constraint of the image view, left constraint to left, right constraint to the right. Okay, make the text views width to match parent. After that, in a very simple way, you change the size of the text view. So font family we will choose first. Font family, Google Roboto. I want Google Roboto font. Okay, Google. Okay, I'll say Roboto. Roboto medium. Yeah, medium looks good. Bold is also fine, but medium is okay with me. Hit okay so that it will be added to your project. So in the fonts, you can choose. Where is this Roboto? Okay, more fonts. Roboto medium. Yeah, you hit on okay. See, it is added. Nice. So size of this text view can also be increased. Like from 14 SP to 24 SP would be good. Nice. 20 SP would also be looking good. Change the color to something like darker shade of maroon. Almost looks like black, isn't it? So the bottom constraint also can be set to the bottom end of the screen. However, the overall constraint layout can have the width set to wrap content. All this is fine. All this is fine. But I want to display it in the card view as part of material design. Let us display it in the card view. So you can actually write a card view here. Take all these XML namespaces. We know this exercise is quite common for us from quite a long time. Android layout width and height, you can set it as per your requirement. As per your requirement. You can close the card view with an ending tag and cut the ending tag, paste it at the end of the file. Only once. Control Alt and L, and that would rearrange your code appropriately. Now, what I would like to have is I'd like to okay. Now, what I would like to have is I would like to have a margin first, a margin of 5 dp. Okay. Now I want to have card corner radius set to 8 dips. 8 dips is fine. You will have a very small curve at the edges. If you zoom in a little bit, you'll see a small curve at the edge on all the 4 sides of the screen. So this can be highlighted with the help of card background color. Card background color hash followed by 6 zeros. Okay, nice. So you have a nice curve there, but black is not so beautiful. Lightish, very light shade of gray would look good. Nice. Card elevation also you can give. Elevation can be like 10 dips. Maybe. So you'll have a short shadow dropping off here. Can you see a short shadow dropping off here? All right. Once this is done, you can also set the layout gravity of this one. Yeah, thank you. So you have a layout gravity. You can set the layout underscore gravity of this text video. What? Gravity, I'm not getting it. Okay, gravity, you can set it to center. That brings our text view to the center of the screen. Also the title to the center of the screen. Okay, nice. So let us do the networking now. Okay. Activity underscore main.xml. Nice. So when an item is selected, what are we doing? When an item is selected, instead of showing a toast message, in the else block, when the item is selected, instead of showing the toast message, we'll create a method and pass the same I. Okay, the same I you can pass as the parameter. Right. So for fetch news, if you do Alt Enter, you can create a method for fetch news. So let's keep this method on the top of this function. Okay, the method can be anywhere, isn't it? So what are we going to do in this method? We are going to get data from internet using Volley library and display it. Right? Okay. So how do we get data using library? Okay. So if you see this one, InShots news dot data dot dev. This is how we are getting the data. So before we proceed to fetch news, we need to add the internet permission on the manifest file. Users permission internet. Okay. Now come back to main activity.java and the URL. What is the URL before we use? So this is the URL. This is the end URL. So simply what I'm going to do is string URL equals to what? So this is a string, right? So it should be in the double quotations. But do you think that every time entertainment will only be selected? No. Sometimes the national can be selected. Sometimes sports can be selected. Sometimes technology can be selected. Sometimes all can be selected. So you should not give category here. Instead, you will get the category in the variable I. So you append I here. That makes it a proper URL. Now you know how to do networking. Simply go to Wally. The getting started. No, this is not the one. The Wally overview. You can go to Wally overview. Go to simple. Send a simple request. As you already have added Wally library, you can simply copy this whole thing. Come back and tweak it as per your need. First, get these downloaded. Nice. Wally, import the class. String request, import the class. Request, import the class. Response, import the class. Nice. Wally error, import the class. Text view is not there, so you can remove it. Here also text view is not there, you can remove it. Okay. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now instead of okay, no, this URL is not needed, guys, because you already have a URL in the top. So simply what we did was this URL is sent to here. As it is a GET request, you're simply getting the data. And in on response, you will have the data. Right. And we are also adding the request object here. So okay. So now tell me if there are any doubts still here. If there are any doubts still here, you may please ask me those right away. And are we going in good speed? Anybody feel like we are going in a super fast express, which are not easily understood? If you feel like so, please give me a response. I'll slow down for you. As all these components are actually being delivered to you, as all these components are explained to you, I'm just teaching you how you can put these components together to make a wholesome app. Okay. In the entire course, this is the only time where I'll guide you through keeping the pieces and bits together to make a fully qualified application to be hosted. Right. So later on, we will also have other concepts such as broadcast receivers, content providers, services, MVVM network, MVVM architecture. We will also learn Jetpack components. Okay, those components maybe sometimes I will club one or two components together, but not mostly. That is the reason I want every one of you to follow. Yeah. Request queue is something that performs the request in a queue sequence. What first comes, it will take it up, perform the task, and then give us the results. You can add multiple of these kind of string requests function. It is like an executor, or you can simply remember that this queue.add.string request works as an execute method for async task. That we also can remember. Okay. Cool. So in the on response method, you welcome a control. In the on response method, what are we going to do? You get the response as a string, right? So can we make use of JSON library and get that data? Before that, let me show you this response. Let me parse this response clearly. Parse this response using JSON formatter. JSON formatter. No, not to here. JSON formatter and validator, curiousconcept.com. Paste the response, hit on process, get a huge amount of data. So here, you're getting the entire data into a single JSON object. And in this, you have got data. So data is an array. And in the data array, you have got multiple objects, and each object is carrying out the same structure. Here, if you see, author is there. In the second object also, author is there. Content, content. Date of publication, date of publication. ID of the article, ID of the article. So the image URL is here. Here also we have image URL. Time, title, URL, everything is there. See, what is the title? Kangana Ranaut recalls bunking classes for photo shoots as a child. Shares pics. Okay. So this is how each news article is represented. And if you see how the images are scaled up, so the images will not be following one single format. That is the reason we had to do a center crop. Otherwise, we would have been showing the original image. See, this image is in portrait, right? If this image is in portrait, we have to change our entire design. That is the reason we cut it short. If you see the other image in the other article for which is for actor Sonu Sood, in the image URL, you must be having. See, you must be this. Right click. So this is also this is not a portrait image or a landscape image. Okay, this is something different. Right. So that is the reason we are supposed to center crop so that the main object will be enhanced. Nice. So you know how to get the JSON class, Java classes generated for this JSON response. You all know it. I taught it to you. So first, let us integrate JSON library to the project. Okay. And then we will stop the session for today. Okay. Because I don't want to confuse you much. You can go through these things. Fourth library that we are going to use, JSON library. Okay. I will add the link here for JSON library. Also, I'll get the dependency. So we will be using other libraries also. I'll keep on adding this one. Copy, come back. Where is it? Here it is. Nice. Save. Come back to your project. Go to build.gradle file directly. Because I want to make my things easy. Hit sync now. Your turn. Great. So for now, today we will end it here. So till here, if you are able to complete, okay, tomorrow we will see the rest of the concepts. Right. I'll be pushing this code to GitHub, sorry, Bitbucket. And I'll place the link in the notes as well. so that you'll get easy to understand it. For the next 2 days, the class will be like this. If you do not understand anything, please stop me in between and ask me. Because we are integrating the concepts that we learned so far into a single application. Teaching a new thing, teaching a few new things, though, for example, Google Custom Prompt apps. There are image loading libraries that we'll be talking about tomorrow. These are a new thing. These are a few new things that we are going to learn. However, essentially, I'm just putting the things together just to show you that you can also do it. Just make you get inspired. Get full origin main master. I'm not sure, Akansha, because I'm not taking care of it. You can ping to John sir, who is the admin for these classes. Please ping to John sir on WhatsApp, and he'll definitely be helpful for you in this regard. Got it, Akansha? The code generated or created, the code created so far. Is in Bitbucket. Even I don't have access to my own videos. Do you believe that? I'm not asking though. Mm, because I cannot share it explicitly. It is better to ask the admin, sir, right? So everything is set and done. So tomorrow we'll meet at sharp 7 o'clock to discuss further on the same application. Not going to create a new one. So meanwhile, if you are lagging behind in writing the code, you can adjust to the code that I've given you on Bitbucket. That is the reason I'm stopping the class here so that you can cope up, right? If you're not able to cope up, tomorrow as we arrive at 7 o'clock, 7 to 7:10, we will discuss on where you are facing a problem. Right? Thank you so much. I wish you a very happy and fantastic day ahead. All the best. Thank you. Take care.